Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at Solana Sol. So this is actually another one of those coins that has been doing really insanely well in the last 24 hours. With a 2.82% increase, many of you are thinking the 24 hours hasn't been that great for Solana. We understand, the last month have been good, but you have to realize there has been pretty much no correction here, down to about $110, $109 from this massive push of the last week, coming from $74 all the way up to $130, and then just coming down to $107 or $103 even. Just not much of a correction before right back on this train back up. So we're seeing this $122 price point, and we're continuing obviously to see a lot of volatility in the market. Do keep that in mind. But Solana is looking to make a next run. We have taken a look at the last month of a 257.01% increase, market cap at $34.1 billion, and the volume in the last 24 hours continuing to rise, now at $3.2 billion. If we take a look at Solana, we had the all-time high push, like I said, up to $130, and a lot of people expecting Solana to continue pushing forward. If we take a look at the entire crypto market right now, we are seeing a very bullish-looking market at $49,730. We have Bitcoin in the last 24 hours continuing with the highest volume. And we are continuing, like I said, to see really across the board altcoins from about 5% of an increase continuing to about maybe an 8% of an increase up in the last 24 hours. So I do want to take a look at everything regarding Solana, whether it's, predictions for the end of the year, the end of the bull market, as well as updates and a lot of news regarding Solana. So let's get started with Solana on Twitter. So there's a lot of stuff coming from Solana's Twitter account, and we're going to kind of deep dive into some of the more important things. So to get started, we have Ignition. So obviously Ignition was one of the biggest things that was coming here just recently. It is the biggest thing Solana has done in quite some time, the Solana Hackathon. $5 million in prizes, funding across 4 tracks: DeFi, Web3, gaming, art, and collectibles. Tracks presented by Microsoft, Jump Trading, StandChart, Fort Platform, and Metaplex. So you can see here the Wormhole Hackathon, 1,005 participants, 66 ecosystem projects formed. DeFi Hackathon had 3,265 participants, 91 ecosystem projects formed. We continue to see huge things, and they continue to grow. So Solana Season Hackathon, 13,121 participants, 326 ecosystem projects continue to be built. Obviously, a crazy amount of things can happen with this kind of funding, and really we're going to see great projects jumping on board here in the next couple of weeks ahead. I do want to say, guys, if you have not already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on to stay up to date with Solana as well as so many other altcoins across the channel. As we move forward, though, we do have another one to talk about. This tweet specifically talking about so early, 3 million browsers on the internet. So one thing to note is over the past 2.5 years, the number of addresses interacting with DeFi protocols has been really growing from several thousand to over 3 million. Let me move this up for you guys so you can actually, I'm going to zoom back out. I think you guys can read it from probably there. If not, we have on this obviously a very solid increase. So for this reason, over the past few months, I have been fascinated by researching in various characteristics of the protocol user bases. So like I said, the DeFi protocols have actually grown from several thousand to over 3 million. So a massive growth in DeFi protocols. If we actually move on to the next one, this one talks about BitQuery.io or BlockFi. Today, we are happy to announce that BitQuery launched the support for the Solana blockchain beta. So now you can actually query Solana's blockchain data using our GraphQL APIs. So there's some interesting facts involved with this blog post. I'm not going to deep dive too far into this because we do have a lot to talk about regarding Solana. But Solana is a blockchain that allows dApps developers to deploy crypto applications and grow rapidly without the congestion and scalability issues that affect some other networks. Designed for scalability, Solana seeks to provide developers with the infrastructure and bandwidth to facilitate global adoption of their decentralized products and services. So you can actually see the monthly transaction volume in the Solana mainnet. And if we go down a little bit farther, you can see the Solana blocks being, Ethereum is processing 200K, BSC at 850K, and Polygon at 1.2 million. Blocks, we see Solana processing more than 3.2 million blocks every month. So just a massive to see Solana continue to outperform in certain ways. So top currencies on Solana, they continue to talk some about, really the top currencies that are related to Solana. I want to jump, though, farther into the huge update from Audius Project and Phantom. Show off your Solana NFTs in your Audius profile. So Audius, one of the biggest projects in the Solana ecosystem, is announcing Solana NFT support natively in Audius. The community has been asking asking for additional NFT support on their profiles, and it's finally here. You can now display, filter, and store all of your Solana NFTs directly in your collectibles tab. So this is very, very cool, giving initial wallet support exclusively through that Phantom, and the steps to connect your Phantom wallet are very, very simple and easy to use, and they give you all that information here in this tweet. So I'm not going to deep dive too much into that, but I do want to say, guys, a lot of good updates and announcements coming for projects in the in this ecosystem of Solana altogether. So I do want to jump, like I said, into another article. This one talking about why build on DeFi, why build that DeFi on Solana. So obviously a lot of reasons right now, but they talk about the transaction cost in general is one of the reasons people are building DeFi on Solana, as well as long-term scalability support. And then also you continue on the way down, you're going to see network value. So Solana actually kind of simply carries a higher capacity. And why is this important? Well, as an ecosystem accommodating more projects in general, we can expect the potential volume of each DeFi project to scale as well. So very, very important. We also have decentralization. And then part 2, they talk about their parallel programming model of Solana and so on and so forth. They go down to the Solana DeFi ecosystem potential with absolutely massive amount of projects already jumping on board with Solana, and even bigger ones coming in the, upcoming days and weeks ahead. I do want to jump to number 5, or really not number 5, but the next thing in line is going to be talking about the verdict. Is Solana really the best? No doubt, DeFi on Solana still has the possibility of development and room to improve. For example, the scale of Rust language ecosystem, the user experience that needs to be improved, and even the acceptance and value of empowerment of Sol in the ecosystem needs to be improved. But in essence, these problems can be resolved. So there are problems, there are really solutions to be provided for these problems, and they're not too hard to fix because Solana has done most of their, really just the fundamentals correctly, and that's why we're seeing such success on Solana. I do want to jump, though, back to Solana's price chart and talk about the end of the year, the end of the bull market part 2, where we could see that price continue to move to. Right now, we are seeing about $121.43, so a lot of volatility, like I said, continuing to take place from $115.32 all the way up to $123.67, back down to $121.43, and then back up. In this last hour, you can actually see all this volatility continuing to take place, but it's looking very, very bullish for Solana as well as so many other altcoins in the space. So, like I said previously, if you want to stay up to date with all of these, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on. I also have a Twitter account, CryptoProfitYT. Try to keep you up to date there as well, so you should probably follow me there. I do have a description in the, I don't have the description. I have the link in the description below. I do want to talk a little bit more, like I said, about those price predictions. I think realistically, Solana is one of those coins that will continue to do very, very well by the end of the year, pushing closer to that $250 mark. I think $250 is a price target that a lot of us would love to see happen. I think it's definitely within reach, definitely within reason, and it's a realistic spot that I could see Solana pushing to by the end of that year. By the end of the bull market part 2, I'm hoping for a $300 to $500 Solana at the very, very least. I think we could see even much more than that, but like I said, guys, always trying to stay very realistic, conservative on this price, on these price predictions on this channel, and trying to stay away from all the moon, the moon guys, all those YouTubers out there talking about just massive, massive gains of 100x on every project. You're not going to be seeing a 100x on Solana from this current price point by the end of the year or the end of the bull market even. So I do think there's going to be big things to come, though. We'll keep you up to date through it all. If you guys want to as well, I do talk about my low market cap picks, as well as pre-sale opportunities, IDOs, ICOs, all of it, as well as my portfolio, my trades, my buys and sells on crypto. If you guys want to stay up to date with that, patreon.com/CryptoProfitYT. It's also in the description of the video. So thank you guys again for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys all in the next one.